What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So I'm doing a new video today. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you're getting ready for, you know, the rest of this year at least. Hope you have have a great rest of the year. What I want to talk about is, the future. I've been talking about the future a lot lately, mentally, and pretty much on my podcast. I did last night, and what I was thankful for, and what I did a couple of episodes ago on the video. I was talking about the future, and what I'm thankful for, and what I'm looking forward to. I don't look into like the future plans and shit. Like I don't do like the 5-year plan or the 10-year plan, and I just kind of go with it. Every day is a new day. You never know if it's gonna be a bad or a good day. I think I've kind of grown into knowing that the more and more I'm getting older. I don't have a 5-year or 10-year plan, but if I did, and if I ever made it. It's more so if I ever make it. If I ever made it, my hopes and dreams is to, make sure my family good, of course, and everything like that. But to create, a foundation for, kids with precondition. Heart conditions and people that have had heart conditions and, kids and babies, toddlers and stuff that, have heart conditions and, heart disease at such a young age, and they never really could, get anything. So, and then, kids were like, with cancer and all that. Like I would love to do something like that, a foundation for those kids, and kids alike. I think I said this a couple of weeks ago on like Facebook or something, and I was serious. I'm dead serious, because I think that we don't have, especially like young people, like young kids and stuff, we don't have like young, I haven't seen any foundations with kids with like chronic heart disease and stuff like that. I've never seen a foundation for like young kids like I was. So it kind of makes me think, that's one thing I want to do one day, is create that for the kids, and also help, kids with mental illness. Young age. I think we all so young, man. We don't even talk to kids. Nowadays, kids talk about mental health a lot more now. But when I was a kid, that shit it was not the case. If you had a bad day, people just chalked it up to you and want to go to school. You didn't want to go to school, but you probably was dealing with something that, mentally, even generations before mine, you just used to put that shit in a box and never dealt with it until you were old enough to have a conversation with somebody about it. But now it's like mental health is everywhere, and I want a foundation like that. I want to help kids with, physical and mental illness, and really be there for them. I think a lot of people just don't. What I'm going through as a 26-year-old man. I had SSI, and it was taken away from me when I was 18, because they said I was physically able to work, and I don't know what the fuck test they thought I was taking, but the more they thought physically I was okay, that's when the mental started really kicking in, when mental illness started really kicking in. That's when I started realizing, like, I had anxiety and depression, and then later on I would find out, after taking a couple more tests, I had autism and bipolar a couple of years, like a year, I think earlier this year, a year or two ago, I got diagnosed with schizophrenia, stuff like that. Um, so it's not even like, that's what I'm saying, like the mental isn't even called into question when you're young, because nobody thinks about it. You're going through a lot physically, so nobody thinks about your mental and how you're developing, because they're so just stuck into your physical, which I went through. So I just want that's what I want one day, like to create a future program or organization or foundation that helps kids and young adults, because we always scream it's this world is no joke, and you got to be prepared for the real world. But what happens when you're always having a physical your physical health is called into question, and your mental health is always not there sometimes. You just react the way you react, what I'm saying? So but you look normal. You look like me. You wouldn't even know that I have a physical problem with my heart if you didn't know me, if I didn't say anything, or about my mental. Because if you talk to me, you would think I'm just normal. I think we don't talk about it. We just let it roll off our back sometimes. And I think that's my biggest thing in the future. Hopefully one day, I'll get that done and create something for a foundation for kids and young adults to get real help, because SSI don't really help nobody. It just, sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, they looked at me and was like, "Oh, you're healthy. You're able to work. You denied me since I was 18 about my health," and I'm like, I'm worse mentally than I was then, and physically, it takes a toll on you. So, and if you don't keep up with everything, you get out of whack. You lose who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, your blood's got to be. I hate needles. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why I never will get tattoos or anything like that. I hate needles. I hate because since I was a baby, like, they've been sticking me with fucking needles since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like blood work. I hate blood work. Nobody's there to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I've never met one person in my life that said, "Oh, I love needles. That shit's awesome." Like, no. People that get tattoos and shit, that's great. They're great. But for me personally, it's just like, that's some shit, man. So for me personally, man, like I said, man, like, one day, that's my biggest hope, is that I could create something like that. And I think that's my plan. Of course, I have to take care of my family and my people that love me and believe in me. After that, it's trying to fix stuff for kids, and create a real foundation, an organization for kids that will not only help them with their financial goals or financial dreams, but to give them a taste of the real world, but in their own element. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all just throw us into these, after we get the SSI shit, and you tell us after we can't get SSI, you throw us into the workplace, and then we get worse off than we were. We can't keep these jobs. We can't really function the right way and shit like that. And you just chalk that up to like, oh well, that's kind of odd. Like, no, man. Like, either we physically, like I said, physically and mentally, I'm just messed up, so I can't really, tell anything. But I think we need to be very smart about that, man. I think we have to help these kids with that. So that's my dream one day, future. One day I create, a foundation for kids and help them with the financial and, one day their path to, their own success. And maybe they won't need an SSI check or something like that, but, for me personally, it's about trying to build the future, build a dream, build a, path for kids and people like me that have a physical, illness and a mental. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. No musicals and like that today. But I just wanted to say that, the future to me right now is it's about building the next. It's about leaving a real legacy. You know what I'm saying? And one day I'll, if I get that done, I'm calling it, the Young Heart Foundation or some shit. I don't know, man. I don't know, but that's what I would, pretty much, if I ever make it, like that's where my resources mainly are going, to really help kids and generally understand, like get them to understand, like there is a future. You just gotta, yes, you gotta have some skills to go through it and do it, but also you gotta also have the right resources and the right people. And I think we need therapy. You need psychology, you need a lot of shit to keep this going, you know what I'm saying? Because people just throw it out to you and just say, okay, you're gonna get your shit together. It's just like, help tells no time, man. I've been sick since I was a baby. Like, I might not be physically still that sick, but I still have some illnesses of it, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the mental was always there when I was a kid. So it's not like the mental kind of like, I put it to the background, but once it finally came back, it was back and it wasn't going nowhere. So that's my dream, man. One day I do this for that, and hopefully I take care of my family, of course, and that would be the legacy for me, just to help young kids with mental and physical and emotional, health issues. There is a bigger and better opportunity for everybody. So truly cherish it. I'll probably talk to y'all again soon. I don't know what soon is. I'm gonna just be honest with you. So I see you.